My first car was a 1980 Mark II Ford Escort, silver with brown bucket seats, the special edition with square headlights instead of round ones, and the little knob on the inside so you could adjust the mirror without winding the window. I opened that car with 17 different keys and a stone. Its gutless 1.3 litre engine meant that an ascent that began at 100 often ended at 30, like we were at Everest's crest, and the air was too thin to breathe. I loved that car. The police, not so much. Regularly pulled over on a whim. I was once breath tested 3 times in a night. I didn't drink. No infringements, just random tests for a shaved-headed youth in a silver Mark II Ford Escort. I sold that car 20 years ago. I have never been randomly breath tested since. Prejudice is a funny thing, until it happens to you and you find that you aren't laughing. And for many, prejudice cannot end by simply selling a car. Talk to those whose shade of melanin is a warning to shopkeepers to keep shop more intently so they don't take what isn't theirs to take. All because their skin is the same colour as the mud made when the tears of their ancestors, their tipuna, flooded this whenua as the crown took what wasn't theirs to take. And when they claim back only 2% of what was lost, it is they who are called greedy. Talk to those who have lived here their entire lives, whose family have been 5 generations in Aotearoa, yet whose ethnicity and name still invite the question of how Kiwi they really are. Like those saying such things aren't themselves a product of immigration. Talk to those who are asked, can't we all just be one? Thinly veiled shorthand for, can't you be more like me? Why don't you bow to the gods of colonization too? But in reflection, I see that I am part of the problem. For the majority voice rarely sees the privileges it awards itself. And if these attitudes are to change, allowing us to be a unity of beautiful diversity, then I must first change myself. Let go of my ignorance, take my apathy by the throat and invite it to leave. Discomfort is not persecution. Being held to account for the privilege I did not earn is not being demonized for the color of my skin. And I am not racist until I actively stand against the status quo, instead of passively benefiting from a system that repeatedly rewards inequity in my favour. My first car was a 1980 Mark II Ford Escort, silver with brown bucket seats, the special edition with square headlights instead of round ones, and the little knob on the inside so you could adjust the mirror without winding the window. Now I'm adjusting the mirror so I can look at myself and ask myself what it is that I see.